And welcome to another episode of Experts Speak. I am Michael DeLon today. I'm talking with Claire Ansell. Claire, thank you for taking some time to be with me this morning.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you inviting me.
Well, you are quite welcome. It's going to be a fun conversation. Claire runs a company called Business Powerhouse. She helps business owners, I love this, transform chaos into clarity. She's got a business growth program and this really cool process of I think she called it tactical acceleration plan that really intrigued me, Claire. So I want to talk about this because, well, you know as much as I do that business owners they struggle because we wear so many hats. We're trying to get breakthrough, we're trying to grow, but it's just hard. It's like a bottleneck. And you have a formula, a way to help business owners kind of clear the decks and get the acceleration and the growth they want. So that's what we want to talk about. So tell me, Claire, I mean, how in the world did you get doing what you're doing today?
Yep, so that's a great question. And so I ran a turnaround consultancy company for nearly 20 years, where if there was a broken company out there, I would go in and fix them, fix their sales, fix their strategy, and really help them turn around. So big companies, NHL teams, kind of oil and gas companies, electronics companies. And so I got to the point where I was burnt out myself as a small business owner. I'd kind of really been in this survival mode for about 8 years myself,
Mm,
purely because I had come to the United States to build my business. And at the time, what had happened was I trusted somebody else that was slightly older than me to kind of run this piece of my business, and it really hadn't worked out. And so at that moment, I kind of lost a lot of revenue. I lost a lot of sales strategy. I lost the confidence in myself. And so I started this process of being in survival mode. And so I was very, very good at my job and I ran a very successful business, but I'd lost sight of my point B. What was I really doing? What was I building? And so I got to the point where I just realized that I was on planes, 2, 3 times a day, flying between New York, Chicago, all over the United States, all over the world, you name it. And I was tired. I wasn't seeing my kids as much as I wanted to. Like, I just didn't have a life. And so I decided to really change that and build myself a life that I wanted and build myself a business that I really wanted. And so I decided to take all the tools and the skills that I had learned and help small business owners like not have the same problems and challenges that I had had for so long. And so that was really the objective, was why I built the Business Powerhouse.
that's very cool. Okay. Great story. And I think at a lot of levels, entrepreneurs can relate to it, even though we're not on planes as much as you probably were. We're going to meetings and doing other things and
Yep.
trying to get there. And I love how you said you had a successful business, but you didn't say this, but it ate your lunch, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't you didn't have the life that you wanted. And entrepreneurs, usually we get into business to have that life, but our business sucks us dry.
Yeah.
And you've kind of created this breakthrough process, this program. Talk a little bit about, before we get into the program and all that, talk about the struggles that you see entrepreneurs are having who are before they come to you, or right
Yeah.
right when they, what are they struggling with, so my audience can identify to go, oh, that's me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think the biggest piece is like there's no doubt that an entrepreneur or a small business owner, like they absolutely give their heart to it, right? They're in there every single day, grinding at this business with this never-ending to-do list. They don't ever quite get the consistent revenue that they're looking for. They never get to actually just take a breath and think, you know what? I know what I'm coming into tomorrow. I know what I'm going to achieve this month. I know what this is going to look like. I know where this business is going. It's always this constant firefighting. I just got to get to that next step. If I get to this next step, then this will be okay and this will happen. And the reality is they spend so much of their time like just spinning their wheels, stuck where they don't want to be, and using so much energy. And so it's really a combination of mindset and strategy that keep them stuck, right? That they don't have those pieces. But the problem is, and it's like there's this limitation that as a small business owner, we don't go take the one thing that we actually need. We go chase all these shiny objects and we say, okay, you know what, I need more leads and I need to go post more on Facebook or social media. And we do all these things that still don't get us anywhere, but just consume more and more of our time.
All right. Yeah. And so many times they're looking at what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
They're listening to it and go, oh, well, I better be doing that. And some most of the time, I find that's not the right methodology, right?
Yeah.
That's not how you're going to reach breakthrough. right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
now let's talk about your program. What is it? How do you help business owners kind of see what's happening and find the methodology to lead them through the process to gain more clarity and get some breakthrough?
Yeah. So the first thing that we do is we clear the mind, right? We have a blueprint that basically helps them understand the chaos that they're in. And we call it chaos because that's really the reality of it, right? If it's not a revenue generating task and you're just doing these endless things, then it really is chaos. And so we help them clear their mind, eliminate the chaos, and also understand what their limiting beliefs are or their core beliefs about their business that have been created. Because the problem is when you're in survival mode, you create these beliefs that really mean that your subconscious, your RAS system, is not working in your favor anymore. Actually, it's working against you because when you go make a plan, it says, "Yeah, we're not going to do that. Like it's just going to be like that tomorrow. So what's the point?" And so we basically sabotage it. And so we help them understand that very quickly, and then so we clear the mind. And then basically we determine what the point B is. And so the point B for me is like a magnet, right? It draws us in a direction forward versus everything else that pulls us backwards. And so when we determine what this point B is, where do you want to be in a week, a month, a year? What do you actually want to do with this business? And we create that vision for them so they truly have direction. Now, every decision, now we activate the RAS system in their body and it says, okay, well, we know where this direction, and it starts to act as a filter system. So we've identified and put it together, and then we create the roadmap. So we say, okay, where are you at? Where are you at today? What's your point A look like? What's your revenue? What's your problems? What are you good at? What are you not good at? Let's clear it. And so then we look at point A to point B and we build the roadmap. So we help them then build a 90-day tactical execution plan system in reality. And so basically that's like this step-by-step guide to says, this is exactly the next sets of steps that I need to do. So every day when they come in, they get to start taking these actions and build that habit. And so we do it through an intense, 10-day coaching program to start with. And then they go into a 90-day, what we call a results generator. And so that's where we hold them accountable, help them, give them the tools over those 90 days. So after 90 days, they are on track and winning in their business.
I love that because there's so much there that entrepreneurs need. What I find is and don't take this wrong, they don't need more advice, more
No.
counsel. What they need is a plan that says,
Yeah.
hey, tomorrow, here are the 7 things you're going to do,
Yeah.
right? Clear your calendar. This is it. And when you do that from so I'm going to back from a tactical perspective, you make a lot of progress, but only when the tactical perspective has come from a strategic
Yeah.
viewpoint, right?
Exactly. And I would classify, for 20 years, I was a consultant, right? You're going in and you're making decisions, you're taking action and you're getting results. And so that's really the methodology behind our program is I'm not sitting here to have some fluffy conversation with you. I'm here to help you take action and get results. We're here to advise them in terms of, hey, you can go put that lead magnet out there 25 times, but it's not going to work because it doesn't have the right message or it doesn't say the right thing. And we help them understand the structure of these pieces, but in bite-sized pieces. Like so many people out there are creating courses, right? Let's say you create a course and then you go sell it. Well, don't do that. Go figure out who your target market is. What do they need? See if the concept is even sellable,
Yeah.
and then go build it. I think we do things in the wrong order and we're trying to create these perfect businesses without actually testing it. I mean, most people that come to me, I would say to you, I mean, we have the Business Power Hub and have like thousands of entrepreneurs in there. Nobody knows their point B and nobody truly knows who their dream customer is. And if you don't know those two things, I don't know how you can be successful in business because there is luck, but there is not consistency in luck.
That's right. There's no consistency in luck. I love that. And you mentioned a little bit about the RAS, the reticular activating system, and how that really is a magnet. It's like target
Yeah.
practice, right? You
Yeah.
shoot a missile. I don't know if the military, well, they might. I was going to say, I don't know if they ever shoot a missile not at a target. I don't think they just randomly shoot missiles, right? They're always aiming to hit something, and that's
Yeah.
why missiles are destructive because they hit the target. And that's how we have to think about our brain and our mind. And I loved how you said I think you said you clear the mind out because it's full
Yeah.
of just stuff,
Noise. Yeah.
right? But you do all of this. Did you say it was an 8-day coaching program? Unpack that.
Yeah, so we basically, the whole thing is we do it in 100 days, but the first piece is like the first 48 hours, we clear the chaos and we clear the mindset. And then they start into like an 8-day intensive program that's like 3 hours a day with some breaks, like weekends, or we structure it. And so over that 8 days, they build a plan. At the end of 8 days, they are walking away with understanding their business like they've never seen it before. Most people go, I get it. Like, I actually get it. I can build this business now. So understand exactly their dream customers, their value ladders, what they're going out to sell, who they're selling it to, and exactly how they're going to sell it. But more than that, our tactical acceleration plan is built of what we call acceleration targets. And there's 8 key things that every business has to have. And these are basically like your green or red lights. It's like your business, you're driving your car and you get stopped at a light and it's either green, red, or amber, right? You know whether to go forward. That's exactly how we help them build a business. And so it starts with the leads, the engagement, the customers, capacity, quantity, revenue, budgets, and profit. And when we start to look at all these pieces, then all they're doing is saying, what's red and what's green? Where do I need to focus? What's my direction? What problem am I solving today? And if I can solve that problem, hey man, I just turned it to a green light, and guess what happens? You get revenue.
That's right. No, and it's amazing when you break it down that way. We hear so many people talking about dashboards and KPIs and all that, which are good and helpful, but very rarely do we have somebody like you to say, "Here are the, let's look at
Yeah.
these 8."
Yeah,
Right.
that's it.
And that's it. And now let's see how we can turn them all green. And it
Yeah.
might take a week, a month, it might take 6 months to get them all green.
Yeah.
But guess what? There's nothing like turning on a city like in North Carolina or Lexington to see all green lights and say, okay, baby, this is going to be a fun ride, right?
Yeah.
And that's what happens with your business is when you've got all these green lights, when you're working with strategy, with the right tactics, with a team who has done it hundreds of times, dare I say, right? And can come alongside of you. And I I love what you said earlier. I'm not here to have these fluffy little conversations. We're here to get some business done.
We are.
And if you're that business owner, that entrepreneur who is ready to take that leap and to go, okay, I'm tired of spinning my wheels. I'm ready to get some traction and actually get going. You know, what you said, I think can really place some fear in some entrepreneurs. When you said, okay, maybe it's 3 hours a day for a few days and you do that, and you're like, well, I can't do that. I have LinkedIn posts to do. And I have, it's like, no, we're going to get serious about growing your business. Fair?
And I can answer that question for you because I know the fact, right? So this is 40% of every entrepreneur's day is completely wasted. 40%, which is basically 3 or 4 hours a day. So I'm saying to them, in the first 48 hours, I'll clear that noise for you. I'll give you 3 hours of your day back. Give me those 3 hours. Let me teach you how to build a business. And then at the end of 9 days, you can go build your business and actually do something constructive. But
Yeah.
it's not that. I mean, think about the compounding effect. Like, you're going to come buy a course from me and you're actually going to change the trajectory of your business. But what if you don't do that? I mean, the reality is that they say that if you don't have a point B, right? If you have no point B, you have no RAS system activated, your chances of success in a business is 10%, right? So that's why 90% of all businesses fail. I truly believe that. Whether you tell me it's cash flow or whatever, I truly believe it comes down to I didn't have a plan, because if I had a plan, I'd know my cash flow was going to fail and I'd have solved the problem. But the reality is, if you just take a point B, if all they took from me was a point B, you increase your chances to about 42% of succeeding in your business. If you then create milestones and actual targets, you then get a 60 to 70% chance of succeeding. If you then get accountability and actions, you get a 80 to 90% chance. So in 10 days, I'm going to take you from having a 10% chance of success to a 90% chance of success in your business, and have given you your time back. Like, it's a no-brainer. You just got to decide that you just don't want to do what you were doing anymore and make a difference. Like, it's a choice.
Absolutely. And the other thing that you really haven't said that I'm going to say is when you go through this program and you understand how to build a business, you gain great confidence,
Yes.
which means you could go do it again
Yeah.
and again
And I think I learned that from my consultancy days, right? Because I never went to be a consultant, that I was one of these people that I was going to be a consultant for you for 3 or 4 years. I always was like, I'm in there, fix it and move on. And that's why with our programs, we're very different. We're not trying to hold people dependent of us. We're trying to give them the frameworks and the tools to be able to go do that and understand at any point in my, I can make a plan and then go take the next course from me, level up and go to the next program or go to the next piece of it. But I don't want to be teaching you again how to take that framework, because I want to teach you how to do it so you know how to do it every single time.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're not giving them fish to eat. You're teaching them how to fish.
I'm teaching everybody how to fish. That's
Yeah.
exactly it.
And I think that's great, because that gives the entrepreneur the confidence to say, A, I can build this business, B, I can build another business. And if something happens and the world collapses, guess what? I've got enough confidence to go out and do it again.
Yeah.
And that is what changes. That's what gives you that green light to go,
Yeah.
I can do it all over again. No big deal. And when you have that kind of confidence, you're going to find breakthrough in your business. You're going to find great acceleration, and you're going to love life because you've built a business that supports the life that you want, just like Claire's done. So, Claire, how does somebody take that step towards you? What to find out more about you, your programs, all of that? What's the best place for them to go?
So one of the best places to go is that we have our own growth platform that's completely free. You don't even need to put a credit card in to join it. It's called the Business Power Hub. I'm in there live probably like every other day. You can come have coffee with me on a Friday morning at 9:30 Eastern time. You can ask me questions. I do live coachings in the week. We're accessible to everybody all the time. It's kind of a platform where people can come in and understand that business can be different. We originally were going to do a paid platform, and we thought, you know what, we want entrepreneurs just to get it, right? We just want to
Yeah.
get the business can be different. So come experience it for free, and from there you can join a free program. You can take 30 minutes with me, and I'll help you look at your strategy to grow your business and tell you how I can help you with one of our paid solutions.
That's awesome. And all right, so where do they go to? Is that businesspowerhub.com? Where
Yep,
do they find?
businesspowerhub.com.
Love the simplicity of that name. Thank you. And that domain, there's a lesson right there of how simple you should make your domain names. Thebusinesspowerhub.com. And we're going to have that in the show notes as well, so that when, unfortunately, Claire, a lot of my audience is probably caught in chaos right now, but they're listening to this. And so when you get done with whatever you're doing, go to thebusinesspowerhub.com. Check out what they have. It's a free resource, and start learning. And then, yeah, hop on the Friday afternoon things and talk with her, and start understanding that transforming your business doesn't need to be a 6-month, 9-month thing. It can happen quickly
Yep.
when you have the right people around you. So, Claire, wow, thanks for being my guest today. Thanks for doing what you're doing and having the, we always say time is of the essence, but I think a lot of business owners don't worry about that, and they join mastermind groups, which I'm a big mastermind fan, but those aren't acceleration points.
Yeah.
And that's what Claire's all about, is acceleration. So put on your running shoes and hop into the businesspowerhub.com and see how Claire can help you gain some great acceleration in your business. Claire, again, thank you for what you do. Thanks for being my guest today on Expert Speak.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.